happy to see these faces. Somebody need to put their phone on mute. But no, thank you for tuning in, man. Another Sunday. Boom. What's good? My name is Peter, as usual. Just go around the room, introduce yourselves. First name, last name, whatever you want to tell the people.
Instagrams, TikToks.
Queezy.
Queezy.
Queezy, that's John. I'm John over here.
Are you sure?
Yeah, seems correct. So it says in the driver's license.
I'm Judy.
I'm John as well.
Love.
Yeah, that's it. And beautiful faces, handsome faces, and we're gonna have a good conversation today. How about that? Boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
Ready.
Boom.
Yeah, ready, yeah. But no, quickly, if you're watching and you want to chat with us, let us know if anything is going wrong or right. Just in this chat, let us know if you can hear us properly. If you can't hear us properly, let us know so we can fix that. If you're hearing the buzzing noise, let us know so we can fix that. If you can't see us properly or something is something is doing something like YouTube buffering, that part. Let us know. What else? If you want to chat with us, go ahead and sign into YouTube real quick. All you need is a Gmail account. You know what I'm saying? So just go ahead, sign in, boom. It should be on the top right corner of the screen. Or you just type it in there, and then you see the chat box, and then you can chat with us, ask us questions, react to things that we say. Call one of us out if you want to. What else we got? That's pretty much it. So one other thing we want y'all to do for us is this: go ahead and share that link with somebody. Somebody who would want to have a good conversation like we're about to. Share the link with them so they can tap in and join the conversations. So we can go. We feed off your vibes, we feed off your energies. So go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, right? Don't forget to subscribe. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll go ahead and start. Y'all ready?
Ready.
You know what I'm saying?
You
No, you ready? No, we don't really have money. We're just having a conversation.
Right.
We're literally just having a dialogue with each other. Grown man conversation and woman conversation. All right? So y'all ready? Get ready to do it? Straight? You ready to jump into it?
Let's get into it.
All right, we hear the sound is good. Perfect. If anything ever goes wrong, just let us know in the chat. We'll be jumping in and try to get it going so we can get back on. Don't forget to share, because we want people to be on here so they can join these conversations as well. But let's do this. We jump into that first topic, get warmed up, get into it, that conversation.
What's up, Lo? She don't want to talk about the first topic.
Oh no, we talking about it. We talking about it, right? Boom. Y'all ready? I'm gonna read it out and we can just go from there, right? So this one goes. And this actually, where do we see this one? This one was probably on Twitter or something.
Yeah.
And this dude goes, basically surprised at the fact that how women forgive their cheating partners. How women forgive their cheating partners and still say yes to a marriage proposal is worth studying. Like, we need to understand what be going on in the back of the woman's mind to still accept a proposal after knowing that he's not just a number one cheater, two cheater, three. Now he's a consistent.
So that changes it. That changed the whole
I tell you what, let's set up with one. Let's set up with one. All right? He just cheated once. All right? Let's go with that. All right? and we can work it up. No, let me go ahead and read it out. So, how women forgive their cheating partners and still say yes to a marriage proposal is worth starting, because the truth is no man will overlook a woman who cheats and still propose to her. Never. Basically, this is the one part we should definitely talk about too. He goes, it's like women would rather settle and manage their cheating partners than starting the dating process all over again.
So, women, go ahead. Want to hear your thoughts? That's the hair flip for me.
What you got? And even if we were doing one time, even if we were doing multiple times, the catch here is
that
it
man
says
would
a
not.
Man would not, even
Yeah.
if it's one time. He's out. He's not doing no more, right?
Yeah.
So it really doesn't really matter how many times the person's cheating. It's just a thing of the woman would just stay because she doesn't want to start all over. What's the problem with starting all over?
Can I say something?
You got it.
Of course.
Okay. So, first of all, I personally feel like everybody's entitled to a mistake. Nobody is exempt from making mistakes.
This is true.
So I think it's about, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to find someone who's willing to grow and change. Now, when you said being a consistent cheater, that's somebody that don't respect you, that don't, you know what I'm saying, that's not willing to change for you. So yes, at that point, I do feel the need to, you know, take your dignity and go. And at least try to move on and find someone that will respect you enough to be willing to change. But I'm gonna say this and then I'm done. So, dang, I lost my train of thought by saying that.
So take your dignity and go.
Because if somebody is constantly disrespecting you by cheating, then why do I need to be there with you? Why do I need to stay with you? You know what I'm saying? However, if I'm dating a man and he have all these great qualities, like he's a provider, he's a lover, he's romantic, and he's everything that I like in a man, but he cheats one time or he get caught cheating. Cheating is a matter of, like, not a matter of, but I feel like what causes a man to cheat, we don't know. That can be multiple things. But like, if I catch you one time cheating, am I gonna be willing to throw everything away because you cheated one time? Probably not. And I don't think no woman would probably just throw all these great qualities in a man away because he cheated one time.
Some people
What
do
about
that.
2 times?
Then you going.
No, let's just say 2 times.
So
It's not back to back. It's like
But
what's the difference between like
it's like
one
5
time
years later.
or like
Really?
maybe we're talking about like 5 to 10 times, right?
Okay, now that goes into constant. That becomes a pattern.
Right.
Like, I'm big on patterns. Like, once I start to see a pattern of anything, it becomes a problem.
So is it a number of times or the number of people? That's another question.
It don't matter to me. I feel
Because
like
I think like because like women ask this question, conversations with women have been cheated on I've had before. They tend to ask questions like, how many times do you guys do it? You know, things like that. So like I feel like guys don't typically ask that question. It's like, oh, okay, but like from women, they ask more in-depth questions like, how many times did you do it? You know, did she give you
That
head?
sounds personal.
You know, stuff like that. You know, so it's like what I guess what goes through the mindset of a woman when you're asking these questions? Are you asking these questions to make a decision, or what's, like, I don't know.
you're asking those questions to know the gravity of it.
The gravity of the cheating.
Because kind of what she said is true. So when you make a mistake one time, you want to forgive that person for that mistake, right? But then if you hear, oh, we've been having an affair or we've been doing this for the last 3 months, that's unforgivable. But for some women, it's forgivable.
Could have been twice in 3 months.
Okay, let me ask you this then.
See, there you might be talking about sex, but if you are entertaining this person, and you willingly tell me that you have been, having an affair or doing whatever with this person for 2 months, 3 months, that doesn't just say, oh, I've been having sex. That's I have been engaging with this person on a deeper level to the point where I have to bring it up to you.
What if
For
they
3
didn't
months.
have sex?
Huh?
What if they did not?
The fact that you feel that you have betrayed me enough to have this conversation with me and tell me that I have been doing this for 3 months, you know already that you have betrayed me for 3 months. So if it's not sex, if it's not, you already know that, and you're telling me that because however you feel enough care for me to tell me that. So it doesn't matter.
So what if you found out and he told you that?
What do you mean? He found
Because I'm trying to figure out, is it the fact of him feeling like he betrayed you, or is that betraying you? Do you feel like
if I find out and then you tell me, you're admitting it, are you not? Or are you saying?
Well, I'm asking, do you feel betrayed by the fact that he hasn't had sex with this person, but he's been having a
because so if I found out and then you tell me, okay, I have been doing that, if you felt like you didn't betray me, you would come like, it wasn't like that at all. Bullshit. If you really didn't feel that way. But the fact that you're saying, yes, I did this, you know, I'm not your mother. You know,
So-
you're a grown adult,
So
you know.
my question to that is that, because everybody has different levels, right? People say emotional cheating, right? Some people focus on the physical aspect of cheating, right? So I think like every woman is different, right? So if it's like emotional cheating, there's no physical stuff. It's like
Emotional cheating is still something that I have to get over, and it's still something I'm going to have to deal with. Whether it's physical cheating or emotional cheating, it is still a betrayal to me, and I will still have to do the personal work to get over what you did to me. It doesn't matter.
So this is the thing, right? So the reason I asked that question is that look at physical cheating is like, okay, this is conversation I have with people, right? So physical cheating is like, oh, maybe she wasn't around, maybe she was on a 6 month, whatever, right? Emotional cheating is like, okay, what was this woman offering you emotionally? Like, why did you feel the need you had to connect with her on a deeper level than you could with me, right? So like, I feel like one of those is easier to come back from depending on the woman.
There you
Okay.
go.
One of them
See,
is hard.
and I
Okay.
was gonna say that earlier
Yeah.
because it's like I said, we don't know what triggers the cheating. It can be, you know what I'm saying? We all can get tempted. Again, ain't nobody exempt from making mistakes, and ain't nobody exempt from being tempted. So, like, most times I feel like with men, I think they cheat regardless, but I mean, it don't even have to be a reason. But I mean, sometimes
some,
it can be, huh?
Most.
Because black men don't cheat.
Most black men don't cheat.
Let's not
Okay.
forget that. Let's not
Most.
forget that.
Well,
Still.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of times, and I've heard like a lot of people's stories, like in all of this, like it could be a matter of, oh, well, I've been requesting this from my woman. Like I'm not. It's something that's lacking in my home, and I guess that triggers men to go and find. They want another woman to fill that void on whatever is lacking at home. That's what I think. But sometimes men just cheat just because.
Okay,
But
so
it can
You're
be.
talking about the why, right? But the conversation that I would like us to just like all agree on is what, right? So even if it is emotional cheating, even if it is physical cheating,
Right.
it is still a betrayal to the other person.
Absolutely.
And it is still
Absolutely.
something that the other person will have to choose to get over,
That's
right?
right.
So it doesn't, if it's easy to choose to get over something, doesn't mean that
That-
you didn't have to
He's
choose to
trying
get
to,
over
but you're
it.
saying that he's trying
It's
to
not lesser.
pacify, like saying
Like,
that,
oh, it's a lesser
yeah,
of
no,
evils.
it's not.
But-
It is
It's
still
not.
an
No,
evil.
but-
It is still a betrayal. That's what I'm
the
saying.
question is the thing is that it depends on the individual at hand, right? So if, for example, your woman is too busy, work, all that good stuff, she doesn't necessarily have time for you because of how important work stuff is, right? Sometimes you need an outlet, right?
That is still a why. You're still betraying her.
I'm giving an example, right? So like, to her, she might be logical and be like, you know what, I'm not really been around, love you, showed you time. I can let this pass. As far as you're not doing
It's a choice. She's still choosing to let it pass.
So it depends on the person, right? So, and another thing I wanted to ask is that with this particular question, what's the tax bracket, right? Because I feel like depending on the tax bracket, that determines a lot of things, right? And this is
But you're saying like the more money a man has,
Let's do this. And with what he's saying, right? We'll get to that. But this comment here goes like this: it's better to take an L and go.
I like that comment.
You know, and spend a life instead of spending a life of being unhappy and questioning if your man is being faithful or not. So going back to you, with the comment you made saying that everybody's gonna make mistakes, blah 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 blah. One time is fine. You're going to stick it out or whatnot. Two things. Are you saying that to say that you don't want to go ahead and go out and start over? Or you just trust this man enough to know that he's not going to do it again, or even if it's a guy, you trust this woman enough to know she's not going to do it again. So you're going in, you're all in. Does that make sense?
what I'm saying is that everything is case by case.
Fact.
That's just what I'm saying. Like if I have a man that has all these great qualities
And he messes up once.
and he messes up one time, am I willing to leave that all behind to go and find something new? No, I am not. Now, if I'm dealing with a man and I can't get you to be consistent across the board, like be a good communicator, be romantic, spend time with me, do all this, and you're cheating,
There you
bye. You
So-
gotta go.
so-
Like, I'm not gonna stay there for all of that.
So my
So
play devil's advocate on this part, right? So I think Future said it.
Wait, though.
Would you?
No, I agree. I agree. Why you gotta bring future into
No, he
this?
said, would you rather cry in a Toyota? Cry
Man,
in a
look.
No.
Look.
No. This is a question, right? So it also depends on like I'm not advocating for this thing because I'm just being logical. Like it does happen in relationships sometimes. But the thing is that if you're going to do that, right? Because you think about what is the alternative for you to leave, right? Because I want to understand. The question focuses on why women stay, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of want to address that. So that's why I asked about
The
what's
tax bracket.
Tax
Yeah.
bracket. You know, because I think like for women to stay most of the time is tax bracket.
Well,
You understanding what's out, what else is out there. Because honestly, the streets ain't looking good right now. Especially, I'm gonna be honest with you. So like, it's like the choice of deciding, okay, do I start all over again, go through the process, potentially meet a couple of fuckboys before I find someone who's good. You know, all that extra stuff. Do I go through that process? The devil you know, what they say, the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know, or something like that. So it's like, what would you? It's understanding why women stay.
I feel like it depends on the woman's situation as well. Now, if you're speaking financially, a woman may not be like, you know, there's women that depend on men. So a woman may not be financially stable to just be without a man. So that could be one reason. Insecurities, financials is where they're at in life. I feel like that's, I don't know about y'all, but I know a lot of women out here that depend on men and just they don't know how to work. They don't know how to work a job, but they know how to work a man. So I feel like women who are not independent will tolerate a lot more than an independent woman.
Okay, so that's
one of it.
Yeah.
That's one. That's just one.
Okay.
But there's a lot
There's
more.
a lot, yeah.
So it's also
Insecurities.
insecurities, but also if you like already had this, you already started having this idea of what y'all were gonna be, right? So you already started building y'all before y'all even got to y'all, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, this person cheated and they're promising me they're gonna do better, right? Okay, so I'm thinking whatever made you cheat now, you see that you made a mistake and you see that, you know, my value, so you're not gonna do that again. You do that again, it's like, okay, well, what am I gonna do now? Is this a pattern? You tell me it's not a pattern. You come at me sincerely. Because I still have all these desires with you, I might just be like, you know what? Let's try it again.
So it's the idea of the person.
It is not
The
even just
person
the
that
person.
you build in your head.
It's us. So
Yeah.
it's not just the person. So sometimes people say, oh, you building up. It's not just the person. It's what you have, that idea of what you thought you were going to have with that person, right? Because it just looks so feasible.
Yeah.
It just looked easy. It looked like you got this, I got this. It's going to be like that. It doesn't matter. So when that person betrays that trust, you think they're going to come back better. So you think that whatever made them cheat on you in the first time, it's not going to happen this time because now they know better and they know that you're still choosing them in spite of their flaws or whatever. So they're going to choose you more, right? So that's what you think. That's why you accept it the first time.
So how do y'all feel when you know that the guy would never take you back if you were the one who cheated? How does that play out? Because it's nice, like, you know, you guys.
I think we accept it. We be accepting the fact that it's double standard. It's so double standard in like everything. Like we know if I did this to you, you would not. You know what I mean? Like if
I
I
feel
treated
like
you the way
women
you
are
treat
more
me, you
emotionally
wouldn't be
stable
there.
than men are. That's why we're able to take on a little bit more
but
than
you know-
men
But
are.
we've been also conditioned to take more. We've been conditioned to nurture,
Yeah.
right? Even throughout
We're
their
stronger,
flaws,
emotionally
we're
stronger,
conditioned
like-
to nurture that.
I don't know about you.
So why do you feel that? Okay, because the reason this is just logical statistics and stuff like that, right? There are more women than men, right? If you look at like the statistics of men, especially men in like a high tax bracket, they're willing to date women way below their tax bracket, right? Whereas women, especially when you're in a higher tax bracket, you don't date niggas that are below you. You try not to. It's very rare. It's like a very small percentage of people, right?
So what I think you're getting at, what I think you're trying to say is, oh Lord,
It's a problematic word right here.
you're trying to make it about $1.
No,
Yeah.
but
And you breaking it down for simple-minded little girls. Simple-minded little girls and little women.
Come on.
They with the would you rather
The women that I was
cry
talking
in a
about
Honda
earlier.
or cry
Yeah.
in a Bentley or a double or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But listen, it don't matter. Like I said, you should take your dignity with you and go. Whether he got 100,000 or 1 million, whether he got 50,000 or 20,000 or whatever the case is, if somebody is constantly disrespecting you and not treating you right, it's time to
But
go.
I didn't say he wasn't treating her right though.
Then what are you saying? You keep saying.
I want to jump through this comments real quick. Toy said she would throw the whole man away, especially if she has to catch the person cheating. She said she'd throw the whole man away. She also says if you come to me and say you made a mistake, then that may be a different discussion. But if you have a feeling unstable or insecure in a voluntary relationship, then she's out. Let's see. She said she would rather not cry. But back to the question. So as guys, I guess throwing it back to the guys, what is it that makes a guy not want to stay?
I think like
Pride.
well, yeah,
There's a
Pride.
whole lot of pride.
yeah. That's
Why you
that's
shaking your head?
Usually with situations like that, like women are naturally creative and all that kind of stuff, but when it comes to a man in this kind of situation, and I guess I'm speaking from experience, your mind goes all these different rabbit holes, and you're trying to figure out. You just play out a whole bunch of different scenarios that really take a toll on your mind, and that even attacks your pride a whole lot more. And
But doesn't that happen? I'm not a woman. I don't know how.
It's same
this-
thing. Same thing.
It happens. Y'all. Okay.
You think of so many scenarios. Like he could have been fucking her on this table that I am sitting at, right here.
Yeah.
Like he could have. Oh, he said he was going to fix his car. He could have fucked her, got his dick sucked right there, and then went and got the tire change. Right? He knows he's friends with the tire change guy. You gonna back him up.
But y'all
Yeah.
still ready to give him one more shot.
Because we are nurtured. That I swear to God, if women,
I think
if
it's
women,
nurturers, but also going back to what John
And
just said.
I think what she mentioned.
the financial.
No, not that. Men outnumber.
Oh.
No.
Women
Women
outnumber.
outnumber.
So there's
men.
not a
So-
number of good guys that she could go back to, is what we're saying, or
No,
she could
it's
find-
like-
There's another factor. There's also, I think, with women also is like women want to have something established by a certain date because of their biological
There it is.
clock. So it's
There
a
it
lot
is.
of different
There
aspects
it
they
is.
think about, and they're thinking to
There it
themselves,
is.
well,
There it is.
what's the likelihood I'm gonna meet somebody
Somebody.
that's gonna match this guy that I'm dealing with's level?
I can see
And he's
that.
gonna,
That's it.
and then how long will it take for me to get comfortable to where, because she has to heal out this process, grow into a new process,
Yeah.
be who she's naturally being, but then also have to learn and trust this new person in hopes that she can still beat her biological clock to have those things that she needs. So a lot of times they probably want to, but for the guys, it's different. We don't have to think about that.
They're like, okay,
You know, so we can, our pride hurts a lot. So our pride is going to stop us from being comfortable enough to be like, yo, let me go back into this situation because I really love her. Because he can love her a lot, but he probably still won't go back because he doesn't want to feel that pain.
So
and he just,
What about
So-
y'all's ego?
No, so-
That plays a part
so-
in it too.
yeah,
It
no,
does.
that's the huge.
No,
that's
that's-
a
so the
huge
thing is,
play
the
on
thing is that there
Interesting.
are two things, right? So it's like most men will analyze what their current situation with their woman is, right? Do I have kids with her? You know, are we married? Do we have kids?
ooh, yeah.
So they look through that first.
Yeah.
I think like we analyze that part first. If that doesn't click, if we're not married, if we don't have kids,
I don't got to deal with this shit.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Because there's a lot of options out there. So
See,
like,
but-
if you're married and stuff like that, that's the first thing you think about first.
Yeah.
Like, is this something we can work through?
Uh-huh.
For
Summon.
the kids,
Uh-huh.
will we be able to get back to close to what we were? Because it's probably never going to be the same, but like to get back to close to what we were. Do you feel comfortable enough that, okay, from the pride aspect, that's a huge aspect, but that changes when you're married and when you have kids.
I think
You know?
for a man, it'll never be the same.
Yeah.
For women, I want to ask y'all, if you've ever been through it or know somebody's been through it, does it ever get to a place where you just never think about it? For instance, going back to the original question, talking about marriage, how are you comfortable enough to go on and marry somebody that you know has cheated once, twice, or how many times they may have cheated? How do you get comfortable to where you're like, okay, you know what? I could push this to the side and does it never come up? Does it like,
I think it's when we get, because the point you're talking about, men have that early on. Women, after they get cheated on several times, then they have that, right? When they get to a certain point, when they realize someone else can treat me better, then when they realize I actually don't have to deal with this, or when they realize
That's
it takes us, that nurturing part has to go down. We get real, reality hits us, and then we start seeing like, okay, I can step back from this. Those are the ones that choose to still be with the cheater or the person that's not treating them well anyway. The minute they start saying, "Oh, there are other men," because you know, you just the way you said there's more women, because there are, okay, baby, Hinge, everything, there are, okay. So it's like once that moment clicks for the woman, that is when she can then say that, you know what, that person that I've been ignoring because I've been trying to be faithful to you, that person that I have like not responded to them DMs, those 10 people, those 15 people, doesn't matter. But I know now, or I feel like this feeling that's been growing, I feel like somebody can treat me better. Right. Once they get to that point, it's out.
I feel like, to answer the question, it's just us women have this expectation and we have this hope of, like I said, of change. So if a woman is willing to marry a man after he has cheated or cheated several times, it's because she have this hope or this expectation of some type of change. That for one, us women, we love the desire. We have a desire to be married, to have a husband. So when a man gets down on one knee and asks us to be their wife, instantly all that is forgotten about. The fact that you cheated, the fact that you did this and you did that. Now we have this hope and this expectation of something better because now you want me to be your wife.
Do y'all think men actually take advantage of that shit?
Yes.
I think sometimes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Some. I don't think all.
Because it's kind of like nice making sense. You see people in a relationship like, and then they engage like, y'all have no business being together.
It's Houston. We see that all the time.
Facts.
I am dying.
Oh man, let me look at these comments and then we'll jump into the next topic. Remember, new conversations. I like the, what's the word? Vulnerability. I like that, but Kofa says women really have the short end of the stick in life. You agree with that? Women really do have the short end of the stick in life.
Oh yeah, facts.
They do.
In general.
Yeah.
Tony says personally, the emotional and mental health of staying with someone who betrayed you is way worse than being single. Damn.
It could be like trauma. It could be something you grew up seeing as well. Like some people do what they see, not what they're told to do.
You know, I had thought about that. I think when people grow up around the nurture thing, this is a whole completely different topic. Just think about it. Sometimes people that live in like two-parent households that their parents still stay together, and they've seen their parents stay together through different things, they, in their mind, they be accepting things more than people, because I have friends. My friends would leave.
No, that's
you know what I mean? I'm not that type, but my friends, they be like, leave, but I don't listen. But they are the ones where they have seen their parents go through things, split up, and then their parents got happier. This is true. Like their mother or their father got happier or in a better relationship. So they already know. If it's not working, it's not working. You know, so sometimes it is that.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. A lot of Nigerian aunties
they left the chat.
No, I just want to kind of like piggyback on what Lo was saying, like to a certain degree. Like I also feel like most of the time when people say leave or try to give you advice, it's because they have already triumphed over that situation. Like every woman hasn't made it there yet. So some things, like I'm 31, like some things that I've dealt with in the past, I'm not dealing with no more. So when I start to see that or it's not making me happy, I can leave. Whereas there's another woman that ain't dealt with what I dealt with. Everybody has to get to that point of,
I love that.
I agree.
you know, everybody has to get to that point of what they would tolerate and what they won't tolerate. When I would leave, probably not be when she would leave. When she would leave, probably not be when she leave. You know what I'm saying? So it's all just a matter of getting to a point of saying, I won't tolerate this anymore. You know what I'm saying?
And look at this comment. Jennifer makes a comment. She said, it doesn't work for all women. Some women leave the first time that the man cheat. It doesn't matter the reason. They just out. You know? So it doesn't matter if they're getting their 100% from the man and all those other things.
It also depends on like how old they are too.
I just feel like some women feel like if you cheat on you and you forgive them, some women feel like men might do it again because you accepted it the first time, you know? So if it was, the first time was the hardest time, but now the second time it's going to be easier, the third time easier until someone will probably just tolerate the whole thing and still stay anyway.
That's crazy. All right, let's do this. Let's jump to the next topic.
Going forever.
Finally.
Lady.
Oh man, all right, let's. I think this is something that needs to be talked about. Let's see. Love language, right? And we want to focus on one, and we demand. Somebody says, why is every man's love language physical touch? And goes ahead and tries to give us the answer. Probably right. Maybe you're right, but this is the answer. I think the reason is because boy children get fewer hugs and kisses from their parent. They stop holding hands amongst friends as kids in school after a certain age. Then when they get older, society says that's gay to any same-sex physical touch, even if it's a platonic one. So basically, the reason why, apparently, according to this person, the reason why men's love language is mostly physical touch is because they are basically touch deprived as kids.
Can I jump in on that?
I can see that.
So there are two aspects of that. Me personally, I don't like being touched like that. So
That's what we're saying.
yeah. So like no, but they say like their love language is physical touch because they. But I personally don't like being touched like that. But I understand it from a woman's perspective. That's what you like. So like I let a lot of things slide. Like there'll be a lot of times, but I let it happen because that's what makes you happy. Now a lot of men, like I envy women's relationships sometimes because men don't have that in-depth type of relationship amongst each other like women do. Like there are a lot of things like women talk about the experiences they have together that men are deprived of that. So we don't get that level of like in-depth friendship. Like you talk to, it's like this is your boy, but like when you ask your boy like questions about you, he doesn't know most things about you. You know what I'm saying?
So that's the thing. So that's the question. The question is, why is it that way? Is it because men as young as
Oh
they
yeah,
were?
like think about it. Like most fathers probably never told their kids I love them. Like never told their sons I love you. Like most of the time you get that level of like love from a mother for the most part. That's why it's like you hear people say you're a mommy's boy, right? There's a reason for that because mothers are usually the people that show that affection, right? And the fathers, Nigerian parents, you guys know how it is. But like, like you don't show your son affection. You don't tell your son I love you. You don't pat him on the back most of the time. You don't do those things that separate, that make him feel wanted, for the most part. I think that physical touch is important, no matter what your love language is. It's important for any relationship, honestly speaking. The ability to touch someone, like, a touch can be 1,000 words sometimes.
Yeah.
No, for
so
sure.
it's like,
For sure.
like a lot of men are deprived of that. So it's like, and the thing is that women come into relationships and expect you to like understand certain things, emotional intelligence, all that extra stuff. But it's like we've been deprived so much of that understanding growing up that it's like a lot of times like you gain that knowledge from like relationships, right? Like all the exes I've had in my past, like I'll tell you all thank you because like you legit made me a better man than I am, the better man that I am today.
Man, y'all just preparing this man for his wife, huh?
You get me. I appreciate you.
Wow.
But I totally agree with that. And I think the way, well, let's go back down to the grace, but the way he explained all of that, it makes a lot of sense because it even goes back to the topic that we had last week about gender roles and things like that. Young men should be prepared for the world in some way. It is a tough world because the man's supposed to be, quote unquote, we know it's changing nowadays, but the man's supposed to be the provider. You can't go into the world and go out there and hunt, but be soft and passionate. And not saying that you.
Whoa.
Women do that all the time.
No. Seriously, women. It's a.
No, but like women don't.
When you see a man and when you see a woman, it's two different. You don't see the same thing. When a man is showing those kind of traits, like I'm gonna get in trouble for this. It's showing those kind of traits out there in the world working. It's different. It's so much more different because like the man's supposed to be the hunter, the gatherer, is supposed to be out there doing everything he can to bring everything home, right? So you can't, like imagine a man out there back in the old days being loving and passionate, but you're trying to hunt down dinner for the night. It just,
Bruh, that's the best of both worlds. What are you talking about?
So-
That is literally what we want.
Yeah.
That is exactly
No,
what we
listen.
want.
Can I
No,
finish,
no,
please?
no.
Can I finish, please?
Let him-
You should be that. When yeah, seriously. You should be both, but there's a time and place to be that. You're not supposed to be
Yeah.
out there in the field. Like, take it to sports nowadays. You're not supposed to be out there all nice, and that's why people hate certain players now. You're
Okay,
not
so
supposed
what
to be
about when you have these topics with your friends?
No, so
What do you mean?
Like whenever you're saying that you can't be out there being soft and stuff, but like,
Yeah.
okay, so when you talk to your friends about that, like,
Men are
what do you
soft.
like? How do you even have this topic with them?
we
You
don't.
just said we
They
don't.
just
we don't
don't
do that.
Yeah.
They just don't have
So,
that.
don't have those
but
conversations.
the other side of
That's
it.
not true. Men,
No, listen,
y'all be
listen.
talking.
The other side of it is
we
when
don't
a man
talk
comes
about
home.
we don't talk about the real emotional stuff.
Yeah,
Like-
when a man comes
like-
home, that's when he can layer everything and be. If the home is what it's supposed to be, if his wife is truly connected to him like that, and the kids and all that, he could be that other side. The time for the man to be all of that is at home. So when this guy's talking about man, the love language being physical touch and things like that, because they never really had that growing up, it does make sense, especially in a lot of different societies. How people have to grow up. You look at the environment and how it's laid out. You literally cannot be out there soft. I'm sorry, but you can't. You can't be all lovey-dovey and emotional. No, because the environment out there will not give you the space to really be able to survive and do the things that you need to do.
So
Can you
so
just
let
elaborate?
me add to what he's saying, right? So I think the thing that separates like a really great relationship from a man's perspective is a woman you can legit be vulnerable with. Like, and the thing is that it takes a lot for a man to be vulnerable to that extent with a woman, right? Just with anybody in general, right? So when you find that one woman that you can legit be vulnerable with, it's a thing of beauty. Cause
Is it?
No,
Hold on.
no, I'm talking from a man's perspective. It legit.
No, it's true.
Let's talk about your exes. Let's talk about your exes. All the ones you brought up that you
I
said.
didn't bring
That
that
made
up.
him better.
Yeah. Let's talk about them.
Hold on.
Because did you feel like you could be vulnerable with them? Yes. Some of them.
All right, so
At least, right?
No, not necessarily.
Can I say something?
It's like it legit is a mindset, right? Because men don't vulnerability.
So it's your mindset,
no,
correct?
It's a mind thing. Because vulnerability.
No. Let's talk about. I'm specifically asking you. Let's talk about your exes. All the ones you just thanked for
Okay.
making you a better man.
Yes, ma'am.
If there was any of them that you felt you could have been vulnerable with, but you chose not to because of whatever reason, it is your mindset, is it not?
No, it's men do this thing. Do you know?
Well,
understand? No. Let me
No,
respond.
because sometimes you
But-
do have the
but-
woman.
no,
What I'm trying to
no,
get to
pause.
is sometimes you do have the
Do you-
woman
do you-
that is trying to get you to be vulnerable.
Do you know
Yes.
do you know what men do? Men do little things, right?
Okay.
They show little moments of vulnerability.
Uh-huh.
Then how you react to those little moments determine the level of which of vulnerability they're going to do next, right?
I can kind of agree with you.
If I show little moments of vulnerability and your reaction does not give me the level of comfort or comfortability where I feel like, you know what, I can go more
Go
and
further.
deeper.
Right,
I'm not
right,
going to
right,
do
right.
I'm
that.
asking
So why
you
you
if
don't
you've had
communicate that?
instances where you
No,
did
but-
feel that and you chose not to. That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Or have you had those
I mean, he's
instances in the
human,
past?
so he may have triggers and he has to work through that. So maybe he took the next one for him.
what
So.
But why not?
That's the point.
But why
It
not
sounds funny, but I'm
communicate
so
that
serious.
with
No,
your woman?
but
You know what I'm
but
saying?
you look at you communicate. Like I communicate. I do decently well. I communicate. I'm not an expert. I don't have the level of emotional intelligence that most women expect from men, right? I will tell you that. But I do a decent job of communicating how I feel about certain situations. Now the problem is that when you communicate how you feel, right, it usually tends to be a problem.
Come on now. I like that.
No,
I
usually
like
it
that.
tends to be a problem. So it's like if I'm communicating how I feel about something and it's a problem for you, why do you think I will feel like I want to do that shit
it
again?
again.
Exactly.
Right.
Like-
And I'm real big on
I
that.
can
don't-
agree with that. That I can agree on. But it's the times when it's not a problem and you still choose to.
No, but like, we look at like scenarios, like before I have a conversation with a woman, like whoever I'm with, I play the scenario in my head, right? So sometimes like women are like, why don't you talk to me about certain things? Because I've already played the scenario in my head and I feel like you can help me about this particular situation.
And
Okay,
that's-
that's
so
exactly what I'm
that's what
saying.
she was trying to
That's
do.
what I'm
That's what I'm
saying. Exactly.
No,
But in that situation, but here's the thing. But in that situation, though, you can't. I can't blame
But there's
you,
a
but I
difference.
can't blame him. If that makes sense. No, I hear what you're saying. I see what
because
you're saying.
women
It's a
will
fact.
legit be bringing up
It
stuff.
is a fact,
It's like,
because-
I can't help you, auntie. What can I really do?
No, it is a fact.
You say auntie.
Because-
Why you gonna call your woman auntie?
No, but I see what you're saying. I also see what you're saying. Because at the same time, he's already pre-played it. He already knows what it could be. But then here you are coming and saying, well, you don't really know if that's what I was going to do. You should come forward.
Yeah.
I see those sides. But it's just one of those things
But
where
like we've also had scenarios where we've done that. We knew how this thing was gonna play out, but we took a chance and still had the conversation with you. And it played out the way the same way we thought.
So that's why he wouldn't do it the
Like,
next
why would I
time.
just thought,
But
why would I
here's
do that
another
again?
thing. We have to remember that as men, we speak one language. As women, they speak a different language. And a lot of times we do make a mistake on pre-assuming. Even though we feel like we know, we pre-assume. And once you pre-assume, you may not realize it, but you're actually walking into that and just you see nothing else but that pre-assumption. So a lot of times you have to constantly get yourself to a point where you're like, you know what? As much as I think I know, I'm gonna just play it and not move on thinking I know it and just let it be and get yourself to be comfortable enough to share what you want to share, right? And then when I mention men and women speaking two different languages, a lot of times people are trying to get towards that same path, but if they're pre-assuming how it's supposed to be, you can't connect like you want to. There's no way to make that connection, because if you're trying to be vulnerable and she's not reading that, it's probably because either one of y'all or both of y'all are pre-assuming something, and you can't make that, because everything's about communication. If both people want to get to that same destination and it's not working, it's not because those people are not meant for each other, it's because they just can't seem to let go, layer out what they need to layer out so they can make that connection and move on. Sometimes it's really just as simple as that.
So
And it wouldn't take multiple girlfriends to get to
I'm
that.
trying to. So.
That was a shout out right there.
This nigga said a Samson was not making. I am dying.
So
What, the whole
as a
sense of
man,
the line?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna speak on.
who
That is funny.
I'm trying to understand why are we waiting for the woman to help us or show us how to be emotional, how
We
to
don't
be
know how to.
soft, or no? Because here's the thing. So over here we're seeing the located brother of it, because like when you're in a relationship, you try to be soft, and she wants to. Some women will say, "Oh, you're too soft. You're too soft."
Because women legit say that.
They say that
They
stuff.
legit
So
say that.
as a man, it's like, how do you?
If a woman says you're too soft, then that's not the one for you. Because a woman that's for you would not say you're too soft.
No, but from a man's perspective, if you're being vulnerable and it's being told that you're soft, at some point you just like, maybe she's not for me, but it's like, okay, for the
I'm
next
not really
woman,
soft.
the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
woman,
yeah.
I probably won't be
You probably
as
won't be as-
vulnerable
yeah.
or as soft,
Yeah.
so that she can look at me in a
Yeah.
decent light.
Because y'all gotta realize, as men, at least for me, like if I'm being emotionally available, like I got this thing in my, it's like I feel kind of I'm about to throw up, but I'm like shit, like.
You just feel like damn nigga. That's
Yeah, you just feel because you're not used.
Yeah.
It's like a foreign land. You're just not used to that, and because like shit. A couple of days ago, I felt like being emotional, but I was just like it was so foreign to me. I'm like I can't. No, seriously, because no, I'm serious. It's a lot of.
We're laughing, but it's sad.
It
No, it
is.
is.
I'm
It's
thinking
really
about
sad.
yeah, no,
It's
for
so
real.
real.
For real.
Like,
I'm thinking
it's
about
sad
it.
because
Like, that's what I'm thinking in my mind. Like, this is
I've
sad.
had moments where I've become this vulnerable person, and I was looked at as so, but I was intelligent, emotionally intelligent enough to know, okay, she's not for me, so I'm not gonna let that be. But it does make you want to close up, And I spent a good time of my years not having anyone to kind of like have that connection with. So you're just not used to that. You're used to dealing with things on your own. But there are times where I just gotta talk to somebody, and it's hard. Like when you get it out. I've had times when I get it out, and I know that I feel better. Like I really got this opportunity
Someone
to
said, I
express.
hope that everybody realizes this now, and make their future kids know that
Oh no, like
these things that-
I think for us that have experienced this level of awakening from an emotional perspective, I think that it's our duty to ensure that the next generation doesn't have to go through the things that we as men have gone through. Like you tell your son, if you want to cry, it's okay to cry.
Yeah.
Like think about it. Like most men, most of the time back in the day, your dad would be like, "Be a man, stop crying."
That shit
Yeah.
really
You know what I'm saying?
hard though,
Like
because
you understand like how much impacts that is. Like we've looked at crying as a moment of weakness.
Yeah.
but
there you
here's the
go.
thing.
When
Here's the
it's
thing though.
normal.
If
When
we
it's
track
normal,
back,
exactly.
yeah, they do say it to guys, but they be saying it to women too. like, stop crying. Why you crying? Why you still crying? You know, they don't necessarily say, well, you shouldn't. It's not your job. It's not your duty to cry. They don't necessarily say, you're a man, you shouldn't cry because of course you're a woman. But they'll shut you up and be like, okay, stop crying. It's enough. Stop crying. It's
No, but
enough.
they say that
because they say it's a woman.
They say that for her to stop crying
To
because
stop
they feel
crying.
uncomfortable with her crying. Not that, not
because
that,
you're a man and you
not
cry.
that. Like from a gender perspective, you shouldn't be doing this stuff. Like it's different.
Facts.
So like us men, like we go through like a lot of situations. Like we don't have, most men don't have an outlet or somebody that we can legit really talk to.
So check this out. Chica says, I think men don't get a lot of opportunities to express affection and physical touch they don't get enough opportunity to express affection, and physical touch is the only acceptable way for men to receive affection. Seems like men feel more safe when they feel desirable.
I can see that.
I want to talk about
So,
that.
How is a man able to accept physical touch if he doesn't even know, like, if he didn't grow up getting it? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
So that, to that point, it's kind of like you didn't get it growing up, so now you desire it because maybe you got it once and it felt good, and that's all you desire now.
But not everyone's the same. Some people will be
This is
like,
true.
okay, this, I don't know what the hell this is. Like, okay, like, what is this? You know,
Right,
and they
right.
reject it, you know?
No, but but in time you understand that you can't reject it because it's important to the
The
woman.
physical touch you can't reject that.
Yeah.
That's the reason why it's the question.
No,
Because it's so
I
easy to come by.
like I've legit done the love language stuff, right? Guess what physical touch lands on that?
First,
That should have last.
what was the last?
It's last. Well, right before like receiving gifts, right? But like it's on the bottom because like I desire something more, like in the sense of I want a different type of connection.
I
want
think I'm agreeing with
I
you.
want
Quality time. That's mine.
You know, but
yeah.
my quality time doesn't necessarily mean that you got to be off your phone, got to be on Instagram, off Instagram. I just want you to be around. Like I can be playing PlayStation. You open the niggas ass in FIFA, but as far as you're around me, I'm fine with that.
I
You know
think
what I'm saying?
physical touch is the
My quality
first
time is the
one.
opposite.
The first one. It's the easiest one to get of love languages.
No, active service.
It's honestly.
So active service for me personally, active service and what's the other you say? Active service and quality time are my top two.
No, I'm not saying the top. I'm saying the easiest to get
No,
from
but-
someone,
but-
even if you don't love them,
No,
is
that's
just
true.
physical touch.
It is easier.
So it's
but
just-
like it's how you interpret that physical touch.
How do you react?
Like how do you
Okay,
react to
yes.
it? Like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's easy to give. Like active service is. I think a lot of women struggle with active service because it's like they don't want to overdo too much sometimes, and sometimes it's like, you know, why am I doing this? You know what I'm saying? But like,
I'm not
That's
gonna-
men.
but
too.
that matters to like men's active service. Like, oh, I'll fix you or whatever. If you're a handyman, I'm not. But like, if you're that kind of person, you fix whatever. You do this, you do that. Me, my own handyman stuff is to hire someone that will do this stuff that I don't want to do. But
Not that.
but it is fact. Like, you know, it's hard. Like there's a lot of
No, but I think y'all are right. Y'all are right because you guys didn't have it, and it's so sad. It is very
it's
unfortunate.
ridiculous.
Andrea says, back to what John was saying earlier, men don't want to come to women and be vulnerable with women. Basically saying that the woman will have to be willing to listen and not take anything he says against him, because I guess that happens. It's tense. Why you reacting to that? You don't agree with that? 'Cause
That's
we see that a
Because
lot
women
of times.
sometimes
That's
sometimes
true,
women-
though.
sometimes
That's
women-
that's a human being.
sometimes
It's hard
women-
to
no,
do.
no, the problem
If
is
someone
that-
is coming to you with something and you want to take it personal because this person never gives me no emotion. All of a sudden they're giving me emotion and telling me other stuff that I'm like, is it me? Like, what did I do? Like, should I, you know, how can I fix it? How can I help? How can I whatever?
No, but sometimes-
Backtrack. What was the question?
No, so basically, when a guy comes and tries to open up to a woman should be willing to listen rather than take it against him, or say, or hold it against him in the future. Or, you know, that kind of thing where you go express yourself and then you have an argument 2 days later and
Then
she
she
brings
brings
up
that, yeah.
what you came and told her about. You open up to her, and then she comes around and says.
Only
uses
time
it
I
against
do
you.
that is if I catch you in a lie. Don't come thinking you finna have tell truth to me and a couple weeks later it's another
Receipts.
different story. Like, okay. But other than that, like, yeah, I get it. That's with anybody. You don't want to vent to someone and then what you vented to them, they throwing it in your face. Like,
But I don't think women, like
Don't
you
be lying.
probably not, you probably not. Would you do that? I don't think I would do that. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do
I did it. I've done it before in the past, but I feel like
But you can
as
do it
you
again.
like learn and get into like you unlearn things, you know.
So Andrea says she wants, women want a soft romantic thug that loves God.
See, all those three things don't go together. All three of them.
Can we talk about that? What is that? A soft romantic thug.
so we don't want you to be like too soft. Like for me, when I say soft, and I don't want no whining man.
So you wouldn't.
Like I want you to be a man and do manly things, but don't be whining. Like I don't know.
All right, hold on. Let me give you the second part of Andrea's statement. This is how she defines what she wants. She wants somebody who's able to express how he feels, but when it's time to be a man,
There you go.
and make sure we can feel safe, then he needs to
There
be
you
that
go.
too.
Yeah, that's
So
the
y'all just
balance.
want it all.
Yeah.
No,
What do you
on
bring
the
to the
flip
table?
side, on the flip side, as a woman, you want the same thing, right? You want the woman to know how you feel and to cater to you when you feel in some type of way,
Of course.
but then also knows how to be a woman
Uh,
and handle all of the womanly things.
There you go.
That's just
Yeah.
Well,
Not necessarily.
not necessarily, because
Not necessarily.
I'll tell you this.
'Cause
Why
I
not?
cook. I cook, so I don't need you to cook.
you don't have to cook,
No,
but you still
I clean. Cause think about it, like new generation of men.
just because you do it doesn't mean you wouldn't want a woman
Rather
to
than
do
No,
it
no, no.
for
But
you.
I want you to be like I want a woman to be able to do it because of the fact that with my job I know I'm gonna be traveling and shit like that, so I'm not always gonna be around, right?
Okay.
So for example, if you're stuck with the kids, I want to make sure that the house is not going in this area
Left
because of the fact that I'm not around.
So, but you would still like it.
No, of course, and
Okay.
I love it. It's part of the acts of
I
service.
check this.
thing. You know what I'm saying? You cook for me. I love it. Like I'm
Same
like,
thing.
Chica makes a good point, and I want us to touch on it real quick before we jump on the next one. Chica says this. Y'all are saying you want your son to cry, but you don't even want to buy him a toy kitchen set or Barbie doll or whatnot. Are y'all sure you're ready?
I just say I want my son to cry.
no, I really.
Yeah.
I
do.
mean,
Like,
no, we did say we want
Yeah.
our sons to
I did say that.
emotionally express
Let's
themselves.
cry together.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I can talk you through it. Yeah, cry. Cry and then tell me how you feel so I can talk you through it. So I can say, baby, you're feeling this way because of da 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 da. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That person, they might have been a bully, but
But
you're going to be on a different tax bracket than them when you get older, baby. Don't worry, give me a kiss. Yeah, what?
But you understand, this is one of the reasons why most men are closer to their mothers than
It's
their fathers.
unfortunate.
Because of the
And
fact
the
that
cycle.
the mothers provide that nurturing aspect, that emotional.
It's
under-
not that. It's
Emotional
just the
understand.
father is always not.
No, but no, like
There.
If the father also
He's
provided nurturing, then it would be different.
Well, let's
No,
get
I think it's time. It's
let's
time.
get it let's get it straight. Men don't not cry. We
we
do
cry.
cry.
We cry in private.
We
I thought
the
this
shower.
discussion was about men not crying and
No,
or
no,
not
no,
being
no, no.
emotionally
We-
available.
No, we cry in the shower.
we do cry. We do show emotions. It's just not like
And
on a large scale like y'all would. Like if y'all crying, you probably call your sister, call your brother, call somebody,
We call it no
and
Everybody.
go off.
Everybody.
Exactly. But we don't. We just take it by ourselves and do our little thing. Like you a nigga. You
step
tap
up, bro.
yourself in the back.
It's a new
You
day.
cry. It happens. No, we do. It's just that we don't take
You
it
just never see
that
that.
up the nuts like women would. So we do. We show emotions. We cry, but not in public. Let's put
So
it
you've
that
never had like in a friend group where one of y'all cried?
Never.
Y'all never did that?
Like, my niggas ain't never crying around me. It's not like I won't be open to it, but it's like they just.
Queezy,
don't-
what was you finna say?
I think I was about to say, like, I kind of, it's registering to me now what he was saying earlier, like about not being, you still have to be a man and a hunter and go out and find the food. You can't be around here whining. Hold on, Lo. Hold on, because it's coming to me now. Because what I think, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, I think like as little boys and growing up, it's like I think that's why mom, like your parents are like, stop to little boys, stop all that crying. Stop crying. Like you're trying to teach them to man up. Like life is not, you're not
That's
finna go out here have a habit of whining and crying. I don't know, like I don't know. I'm
you're
just
on the right path.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying
Yeah.
though, right? And so it's like you try to stop it, like you teach your little boys to. I think that we, as like parents, should do a better job as teaching your little boys like it's okay to cry, but
Still get up and fix.
exactly. So I don't think they do that, especially in black
Maybe
homes.
it's just a way
black
to
homes, like it's
communicate
just don't
Right.
cry.
to the
You're not
kid.
supposed to cry, but
Yeah.
no, it's okay to cry.
Right.
But I don't want you to be so emotionally attached to I don't know.
to
like,
what
What
it was that
was
made you
going on,
cry.
what's
But my
happening.
thing is,
Right.
it's okay to cry, and I think the other part to that is it's okay to call somebody and let it all out if you need to. I think that's what we didn't learn because we cry,
Right.
no doubt, and we still do, but we just don't let anybody know that we're crying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not to say that we hold it in and we bottle it up all in and then explode one day. No. Once we do that crying session, it's over. It's done. Boom.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
We're moving on.
Right.
That's right.
I'm telling y'all, a genius. Somebody needs to come up with a way for men to cry and feel safe. Make your money.
It's a
Figure it out.
There's
Somebody,
plenty
we're
of ways.
calling on you.
It's a
Do
business
it.
account.
Make
No,
a safe space for niggas to cry.
Now,
No,
there's
no.
plenty of ways, like going to the gym helps a lot because
That's
everything's
not really-
energy. No, listen, hear me
Okay.
out. Everything's energy,
Create a
right?
quiet space.
So in that moment, your energy, the built-up energy that you have, is trying to express itself through this layer of pain that you've gone through. So it equates to crying. So it's that same energy. Once you get through that phase, you can actually take that same energy, go to the gym, and work that out. It's kind of like stress. When people feel like when you're at work and you feel all over the place, you do something to keep you balanced. You're balancing your energy, and there's nothing wrong with these things of the emotions of crying, not crying, all these kind of things. Because what it is life experiences teaching you. This spirit is bottled up with all this energy. Learn to balance it. If you see somebody that's crying all the time, they have a problem. They haven't learned to really balance their energies. Like, you gotta have a certain level of control as a human being. Same thing as somebody that cheats all the time. They have all this energy and their outlet is cheating. No, balance out your energies, because as we all know, too much of anything is the same thing. It's just not
Do
good.
you want a man that cry about everything?
She doesn't.
Exactly, you don't. I
No
know you
woman
don't.
really wants that.
Thank you.
No,
And
but seriously.
And I feel like that's what men are really good at, is balancing out their energies, because women are too
Not all the time
reactive.
good at. So
No,
men
you're
want
right.
to be good at. Say that.
No, but think about it.
Not all the time.
Think about it. Like
Okay,
sometimes
yeah.
sometimes when like I think I have this conversation with like my female friends, and I'm like, yo, sometimes you gotta pick the right time to bring up certain conversations, right?
Oh yeah.
Bring up the right time to have certain conversations, because like you won't get the response you want if it's a wrong time.
Ooh,
Right?
I like that.
So it's
Listen.
like I legit be telling people like, yo, listen, I know you want to get it out because it's in you, like you're tired. But it's like if you're not picking the right moment to have this conversation, you're not gonna get a right response that you
True.
want. So it's like I think like most women, it's a work in progress, and I'm sure like if you're dating a man, like most of the time they tell you these things, but it's like you legit have to pick and choose. Like there are a lot of things that men can complain from today to tomorrow if you want to.
Oh yeah.
But we pick the right time
Right.
and the right situations to legit have these conversations with you.
Mhm.
Like
So-
you know, it's legit one of those things.
So, Sosa makes a good point, and I want to kind of put it in response to what John said. So, I get the energy and going to the gym and letting it all out, but you still have to communicate. I mean, basically, if the reason why you're blowing up steam was not something that, I guess, was not something that's worth communicating, I say you could just blow it up and you're done. But if it's something that you still have to go back to, if in that moment you're just blowing up steam and you want to go back to it, it needs to be communicated. And here's what Sosa says. He says, you can cry all day, but if you still cannot communicate your feelings properly, then what's the point?
It's like
Right.
a temporary
And then the
fix.
second part to that is, he goes, most people tend to neglect the underlying issue regardless of the outlet they use to let it off. So, because then there's still an underlying issue that you still need to go back to and talk. That's what I was saying. As for me, raising up a son and daughter, let's be open. Cry, but also learn to speak over it, or communicate about it. Or go and cry all you want, but come back and let's talk. Oh, I slapped you the other day, my bad. But if you fuck up, I'm gonna do it again. So you better know that. I mean, it's one of those things. We're communicating, right? I'm gonna do this shit right. I mean, because cry, do
So
what you need to do.
What about situations where you don't have control over
the
that,
substance,
like
the
whether it's
issue.
work, whether it's
Well, see,
someone
now
else's
in-
relationship, like because everything has to do with people, always interacting with people, and some people may have power over you, like
Right.
at work, or it may be a relationship. And you know, for me, I live by I don't control anybody. You know, like if I know I meet somebody and this person is going to be for me, it's really about respect. Because respect always equals out to love. So I can't control you, but what you show me and what you give me is what will help me determine whether I can.
No, that's
you know,
facts. That's
so
facts.
it's like if you have an argument, if you're stressed out about something that has to do with somebody that you're dating, you don't have control over that person, so you have to deal with you, right? So me communicating and all of that can only do but so much if it's not, you know.
My
No, I see what you're
thing is,
saying. You go for it.
why do women have to break a leg and an arm to get so much out of a man? Like, it's like we have to pull so much to get
So-
simple things out of y'all. Like I don't feel like that's right,
On,
bro.
on behalf of men,
Simple
I
for us.
do apologize for that.
That's true.
I do apologize for that, but it is 100% true. Like most of the time, to get that level of emotional connection that you want,
Yeah.
you legit have to pull.
Okay, so let me
You
ask
have to
this.
go through
No,
them while they're dealing with some things.
But
You have to
look
be
at this,
there.
look at
You
this,
have
look
to
at
be the
this.
support so they can know that, oh, she was a support for me when I was going through that. So now I can actually talk to her the next time I go through something. And it's just like, but for you, the whole time they're going through something, you're just like, okay, it's all right, don't worry, let me rub your back, let me, all that stuff. Yeah,
You know,
it's
the,
a lot.
the other part to that is, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Sometimes men are better. They're just okay with just being by themselves and be done. But when you guys come in
Yeah,
and
you
you
come-
just automatically just
You want to fix
show that stuff, and then
Yeah.
he's used to that now, and he just want to continue to get that. Because sometimes men are just, we'll get over our shit.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily. I'm not saying we don't want your attention. We don't want it because we don't need it to get over what it is we're going through.
And then in life, there's nothing that we want that does not require a certain level of resistance. Like the pure nature of life, giving birth, having a child has a certain level of resistance. That I don't know if y'all have kids. Okay, so no, seriously, there's a certain level of resistance to have something. You know, take Olympic athletes. It's a certain level of resistance, which is constant training to get to the whatever. So it's no different with the relationship, especially in a society where men are not really used to communicating like that. You're saying, why is it so hard? Well, if we change the nature of society, which is, we know is a hell of a tough job, okay, maybe that can change, but it's not going to change overnight. So expect
You
that.
bring
Don't-
up women and giving birth. You bring up giving birth, but giving birth is also on women to endure.
Okay, then
so
okay,
that's
what about
not a good
men?
example.
Do you know how hard it is to be a man in this world? I can't compare it to the
Okay,
pain of
okay, I'm
having
just
a child.
saying
But
that
what I'm talking
example.
about is
I'm just saying that example.
Let's-
Bring up a different
let's-
example. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, my bad. Wrong example. I'm sorry. But I'm just looking at the resistance. That's all I'm trying to say.
And
Resistance.
so is saying
Resistance.
it really doesn't have to deal with crime. It just as man or woman, you need to be able to at some point fundamentally just express yourself and let
Yeah.
whatever's in there just freely just come out. But Andrea has a question for the guys. She says, do you all feel that you cannot cry around your homies because you feel as if it will be a joke on you for crying?
Oh hell
I
yeah.
don't even think about crying from home.
No.
Like, it's not.
Like we'll laugh like, nigga, what the fuck you doing?
I feel like at some point it's necessary.
But here's the thing. So
To cry.
I mean, yeah,
I
sometimes
was
you,
in that situation.
not all, maybe one homie.
No, like you can't. It can't be more than one homie.
No, just like
Yeah.
one person
Yeah.
maybe that you want to talk to, communicate with
But
that
if it's a
person,
group-
and you
it's a
know,
group of
sometimes
stuff, right?
you know when you talk to somebody, you
I
can get choked
I
up and
have two
emotional.
universal cries. That's if it's a funeral or if it's a happy setting.
Yeah, that's true.
And
That's true.
that it's okay.
That's
Those are the. Besides that, no. I'm
I
not.
thought you were about to give us.
So you don't ever want to have like just that one guy friend that you could kind of just like, you know,
I don't-
let go of some
No.
steam. Like,
No, I don't think it exists because guess what
No,
happens?
you know what
No,
guys
I
do?
think
No,
it-
no,
I
no.
know it
You know what guys
exists.
do? It's like, okay, yo, let's go to the bar, let's get a couple of drinks. Because your boy would know if you're going through something.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yo, let's go do some, like, whether
To get your mind off
to
it
get
and
your
talk
mind
through
off
it.
of it.
but that again
That's-
is also
that's our-
a temporary fix. You still
But
got
he's
to
not. He's not.
Deal with it.
But
Yeah.
You still got to deal
But
with
I
it.
understand he's not a licensed therapist.
It doesn't have to be.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Therapy is an option, man.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's not the point. It's just the point of like you
That
letting
immediate-
go of steam with
Yeah.
somebody that can probably relate to what you're
No,
going
I-
through
I'm
at the
with
same
you.
time.
And
You know?
but check this out. Tommy gives a comment in response to that. He goes, "Your homies are not emotionally available." So it's kind of like crying around them makes no difference. So you don't even think about it. It's kind of like you imagine just coming in a room full of guys smoking, hookah, and all that bullshit. Well, now maybe the one smoking weed might be available. Tell you up for the things. But I see what he's saying with that. It's kind of like they're not available.
I'm sorry,
to-
but you gotta put that on yourself at some point. Cultivate deeper relationships.
Yeah.
No, but
Like
no,
I'm
no,
not
no,
gonna.
no, but
like no. That's
guys-
not. It's not. You
No,
cannot say
no.
because if we cultivate deep relationships with women where we can feel like we can be emotional,
No,
like
let me tell you this.
But
I'm gonna say
do
this.
you know how?
Y'all
Do you know
have
how?
designed
hold
it.
on.
Bro.
Do you know how hard it is for men, for adults, to make male friends?
No. So,
It's-
let
it's
me
hard.
let me
Okay.
say this. I'm gonna say
Okay.
this. In response to you, I'm gonna say this. Honestly, men are emotionally available when it's one of those things where you don't have to prepare for it. If I know my homie is going through something or he just lost a parent, I'm going to make it a point to let it know, hey,
I'm here for you.
yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's a subconsciously it's not there, but consciously you
It
prep
is, I'm agreeing with you.
And that's what I'm
I
saying.
think men actually do have the friends,
it's there.
but it's their frame of mind that makes them think they
In
cannot
that
go to that
moment.
level with that friend.
In that moment.
I think men do have those friends
Correct.
that will literally stick by you when you're crying
Correct.
about your bitch or
Correct.
your whatever you want to say.
Correct.
You're crying. They will actually sit there and
No,
they will
correct.
listen,
Yeah.
but they don't ever tap into that, and y'all should, because we
Like,
are not
how
punching
would y'all-
bags.
how would
We're
you
not
guys
punching bags.
Handle
So-
somebody like one of your guy friends coming
So-
up to you and
so-
start
You would be
crying.
there.
So there's two things, right? So when you talk about an ex bitch, so the problem is that we do two things on that one, right? We can't badmouth her all the way because we don't know if you guys gonna get back together. So we'll play the devil's advocate.
That's
right?
women too.
No, women tell you how
Yeah,
they feel. Y'all be telling them how
No,
you feel
sometimes
when.
we hold
Sometimes
back.
we, yeah.
Cause
Well,
we
no,
don't-
unless it's like been a pattern where she has gone
No,
back.
because if that's my nigga and I might stick through it, I might not say everything.
No,
Yeah.
but like I will tell you this, like after relationships I've had in the past, that's when niggas are like, oh shit, that bitch. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you how they really feel about her, right? They never do it like when they're like a maybe, you know. But like from a man's perspective, like me personally, like I will listen because I have me personally, my emotional development is more because I have a lot of female friends, right? So for female friends, right, there's a level of emotional availability you have to be. You don't have to be the level of a boyfriend or whatever, but you have to be emotionally available for your female friends, right? Because they're the ones that will legit open up about what's legit going on. So you gain some level of emotional intelligence from that. So, but like if I'm just a man that has no female friends, only male friends, you don't have emotional availability, you don't have emotional knowledge about anything because of the fact that you're surrounding yourself with men that have to be men because that's what society dictates.
There's
What
gotta
I'm
be
saying
one
is to
guy
tap
somewhere.
into your friendships. It's not on me or it's not on women for you to realize that you can tap into some of your male.
But you don't know though.
No, you don't know unless you try.
But
So,
why
no,
would you take an attempt? Like imagine if I tell oh,
because
my bitch done left me, you know what I'm saying, and I'm crying.
that is emotional development.
But that's
no,
emotional vulnerability. That
Yes,
most men don't
that
want
you,
that.
most men, you have to take responsibility for the fact that you did not give it a try to do that. If you have never given a try to do that at any of your friends, you have to take emotional responsibility for that.
No, I'm with you. I'm
just
with
just say, you know what? That's how I grew up, and I never did that, and I'm gonna own it.
No.
That's on
Oh
you.
no, that's facts. Like
So
That's on you.
Here's the thing. Back to with what he said from the beginning. Men don't necessarily just come in and start saying, "Oh, yes, I'm going. Yes, I'm going through. Yes, I'm going through." So it's like that's why he said in response. He literally said, "I would never." He doesn't see himself ever being in a room where he's crying to his guys or whatnot. It's just a natural thing. It should happen, but it doesn't happen. But let me tell you what happens. Men spot that their other guys are going through something,
do other
and they
things.
make themselves
Yeah.
emotionally available.
Like
That
do other
happens
things.
a lot.
Somebody
so
gotta
what I'm
start.
saying is, go ahead and do it.
Exactly.
no, but
Do it.
It already happens.
But
No, it doesn't. That's what we're talking about.
But what we do is not what women do, right? So in the sense
I'm not saying what
No,
women do.
no,
I'm
but-
saying
no,
you
but-
taking responsibility
no,
of taking
but-
that step
no, but what
to
I'm
open
saying-
it up for yourself, for emotional
No,
development
no,
for
what I'm
yourself.
saying-
You're right. You're
No,
right.
I believe that. I understand that. But what I'm saying is that how men approach situations when their homie is in a space of like emotional distress or whatever is different from how women will do it most of the time. So men will just find ways that you guys can be comfortable and
Yeah,
still
for sure.
address the situation.
And let it come out right.
And you know what I'm saying?
A listening ear.
No,
you
but-
don't even need that.
but you-
All
no,
you
no,
need
but
is someone
listen,
to vent
listen,
to.
But understand, listen.
A man is not gonna go up and be like, I'm
Yeah,
going through this,
but
this,
we're not
this.
gonna do that.
We're
When
not-
they're drinking, they do.
No,
they
we're
do it
not
all the
gonna
time.
do that. No,
we
we
don't.
don't.
Unless you're
We're not
intoxicated.
gonna, yeah.
It's not gonna happen. I'm telling you this off top.
Seriously.
It's not gonna happen. So for you to get intoxicated with your homeboy,
Like when you're not
you
wired
have
a
to do
certain
that.
way,
You have to do
you
that
just can't
process.
expect that
Yeah.
this would happen.
Yeah,
No,
it's not gonna happen.
It's more of
Men
an
and female
environment.
So then you
relationship-
just don't even try at all.
No,
No,
what
you
I'm
try.
saying
You
is,
find ways
yeah.
to have the conversation.
Yeah, but
you
we're
can't
not
outrightly
going
just
to.
come out and be like, "Nigga, tell me what the fuck is going on." We're not gonna do that. It's never gonna
Yeah.
happen because your nigga's not gonna tell
He's
you.
not
that.
gonna tell you.
So you have
Yeah.
to find
He's
ways
gonna-
to get that information out of him.
So here's the thing. I see what
Okay.
she's saying.
Yeah.
She's saying men should start taking the onus on themselves. If you're going through something, reach out to a fellow guy and let it out. But as guys, that's
It's
a
not
little.
easy.
I'll do it
Yeah.
to my brothers.
Well, maybe it would be easier if you knew the
So trust
person
me.
went through the same
No,
thing.
so here's the thing. Listen, the thing with that is, so I'll do it with my brothers. I may not do it with any other person, but my brothers, right? I'll let them know what's up. But not everybody has a brother they can go to. Not everybody has. So it just takes a friend to catch certain things in their fellow guy and be like, yo, you good? You want to talk? And it happens. So we're not seeing stuff and ignoring stuff. You see stuff and you
try
like,
it.
the other day, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was out somewhere, a bunch of guys. I overheard my friend say something to another friend, and then because he had lost somebody, he didn't tell me. But I called the guy and I said, yo, is this what he said? But can you send me his number? Let me reach out to him. That's how it works with guys. We don't have to.
Well,
no,
that's
I'm
good.
not.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
That's what I'm
good.
saying.
No, but like
So-
I'm telling you, like imagine these are the hoops he has to go through. Like that friend knows him.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't get me.
So, but when you see it,
Well, you're a good friend for
But
that.
at least
guy.
you
exactly,
did
and
it,
most
you
guys
reached
are
out.
like that. Is what I'm
Most guys
trying
will
to
tell you, but it's like if we don't know, how can I help you?
No, but I'm saying as for the guy, right?
Right.
As for the guy actually, you overheard him say
I
something to
overheard
another
it,
guy.
correct.
But imagine if he was like these lots who will not say anything.
No,
Who will not
You know
say
what?
anything.
Hey.
You would never know. Now, the fact that guy opened up, now he had that friend that opened up, and then he also has you to rely on, to be emotionally available to, right? You know what I mean? But that's because he made that risky decision to just say how he was feeling and say what he was going
He
through.
was probably drunk too.
And he was,
You know what
like
I'm
I said,
That's why
but
men
just
like,
take it upon yourself. That's what I'm saying. That you have a responsibility to your own emotional development to at least say to somebody, these niggas will have your back. If they have your back, if you fucking rob somebody, they will have your back for you to tell them that, you know, you hurting. Like, no, don't put that on your women to be your emotional development, you know, project.
exes.
All your exes.
She mad about her exes coming.
Come on, let's file a suit. We're filing the claim
So check this
together.
out. So James has a question. He goes, so ladies, do you approve that we men should have female friends so we can build our emotional stability?
hey, you alright?
You already know how I feel about
No,
that.
I really think it's an even exchange because women will go to women and say, "Oh, I need you to protect me." It's the man to protect them. So, like, the man protects the woman helps nurture the man.
With
That's
emotions?
an even exchange. What you think?
You agree with that?
You said your friend, right? Your female
friend.
friends.
Yeah, friend.
Not your female
no
partner.
girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're going on to your female friends for that.
For emotional stability.
Do I go to my male friends for emotional
For protection.
stability?
You go to
For
them for
protection.
Okay, but was the question protection or stability? What was
so
the question?
this question
Both of
is,
us.
should men
Go to
to a female friend for
For-
emotional stability?
Not
but,
protection.
But his comparison was, you guys will look for a man for protection, right?
I look for my man.
Your man. Okay,
For
that's the
protection.
key.
Yeah.
That's the
Well,
difference.
if you don't
Yeah.
have your
If you
man
don't have a man,
at that point.
You have
What do you
a,
look
you have
for
a, you have a male
For
friend.
protection?
Yeah. Go to your homeboy, innit?
For protection and what? No.
brothers, cousins.
For me to look for a man for protection.
It's like, okay, let me give you an example. You're going to the streets of New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
And it's 6 streets. You are 3 girls and one of your homeboys around you, right? And you are going on the streets, then you have all these men approach you. Who do you expect to step up and be like,
The man that is my friend.
she with me, all 3 of them. You get me? Like, that's what you expect your homeboy.
But I feel like that's a natural reaction already.
And which is
Yeah,
going back to what he was
But
saying.
it's
Yeah.
instant.
He's saying naturally, women, I don't want to say run behind, but women need men for protection, whether it's your friend
I
or
feel
whatever.
like men
And especially
need
if they're
women
there in
for
that moment.
that.
Okay.
Naturally, you need
Okay.
that.
Okay.
That's
Well,
what
if
he's
you
saying.
put it like that.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's what he was saying. Naturally, you need that. So then he's saying, well, in that case, it looks like men, since they're lacking in emotional stability or
They need
whatever
to
it
get
may
that
be,
from women.
they need to get that from.
That's the.
But to be very
Female
honest,
friends.
in this situation that you put me in, I would never ask my male friend to come with me in the streets of New Orleans and blah blah blah, like and be the only nigga and be like blah blah. I would never do that shit. You know what I mean? I'm riding in an Uber with my bitches, joining up at the club in New Orleans.
not on
I would
6th
never just be
Not on
like
6th
walk me there.
Don't Uber on 6th Street. Not 6th Street. What is the street then? Bourbon Street.
He said 6th Street, he think we in Austin.
Austin.
Bourbon Street. Bourbon Street.
Honestly, yeah.
You know what I'm
that
saying? There's
part.
no-
Anyway, Tony says she personally approves of female friends, mostly because she's that person for a lot of her friends. She also does not believe in female friends that choose to threaten relationships because that's not your friend. That's a big difference, and that's true.
True.
Makes sense? 'Cause-
I do agree though. I do agree.
right.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again?
Well, so she approves of men having a lot of female friends so that they can build up their emotional stability and whatnot. But she does not agree of those type of female friends who would threaten your relationship, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you know, which happens a lot.
I feel like that's where boundaries come in, you know.
Because here's the thing, if he's got all those female friends, and if you're his girl, would you be comfortable with, or if you're with a guy who has a lot of female friends, are you gonna be comfortable with him, you know, with those female friends?
Tis has happened.
Oh. And we move on.
No, but also those female friends, what you said earlier, with your female friends help you with your level of vulnerability, and it's honestly, it's true. We can all agree that it's unfortunate that some of these men, like that is where you get to grow with your emotional way. And honestly, some of the best males in my life have a lot of female friends, and
But
maybe that helped them.
Isn't that kind of, this is me just, I don't want to play devil's advocate, but isn't that kind of tacky? Because it's kind of like this, so you have all these female friends, but you also have a girlfriend, and you're saying you're relying on these people for emotional stability. How is she supposed to feel?
No, but
No,
like,
that's different.
that's before you.
Also,
get your
before you have a girlfriend,
Yeah.
And so, like, if you're single, it
That's
will
not-
make sense.
not the way.
Like,
If you're in a
literally, if you're in a
relationship,
relationship,
you
the
go to
hope
her,
is,
yeah.
because people just do shit against relationship, just against relationship. The hope is if you're actually in a
Intentional.
relationship and your intent is to be with this person and spend the rest of your life obviously with this person, they should be that.
friend as
that
well.
person
They should be a friend as well.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Tam Sosa would tell us why he disagrees. I think he probably disagrees with that statement, having a lot of female friends for emotional stability.
But the thing is, that having female friends is not for everybody.
Because some men
not all
can't keep it platonic.
Not all men can
at
do
all.
that. So it's
not,
like
not all men can keep it platonic.
they cannot.
But we women, we know when the man can't do that too.
Yeah.
So
Let's do this. So Chica says, we send men a lot of mixed messages. One moment we ask men to be vulnerable, and the next moment we tell them to stop whining. Are women creating an environment that men will feel safe in enough to cry?
I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like that's.
I mean, she says a good point, because you have a lot of women that a man will cry on, and they'll be like, "Stop whining, you're a grown ass man." Like we had a topic the other day about the woman when her guy lost his job, but he came home and she just went off on him like, "You're crying because of a job?" Oh no, he didn't lose his job. They skipped on him for promotion, and she went off on him like, "It was just a promotion. Why you crying? Why you whining?" And he said, "Well, I've been trying to get this position for the longest, and they skipped me over, So you have women like that, but you have women who would.
So like, let's stick with that scenario.
I mean,
you
I think I would say
you
that to
expect him come-
anybody, man, woman, friend.
No. A
Like,
man, look at. If a woman if my female friend came to me and she was crying about a job that she's missed on, right? I will comfort her first. Let her do all the crying stuff
that's true.
first.
That's
Then
true.
I hit her up with like, okay, so let's talk about the next steps. What are the
That's
things you
true.
need to do?
Yeah.
Like if you're after not doing that comforting part first, like what do you expect? Do you think it's going to be crying to you in the future?
I just think it just depends on how you deliver the message to the person.
That's true. That's true. What else? Tony says, positions are transferred when you're in a relationship. She said positions are transferred when you enter a relationship.
yeah, exactly.
It's facts. Though. It's 100% facts.
How easy do you do this seamless transfer? Because there's overlapping.
It better not be no overlapping. Ain't no overlapping over here.
Oh no! But hey, good conversations. We definitely out of time. We did on 2 topics. You want to jump on one real quick for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, let's be real. Okay, sometimes overlapping does happen. but it's just this level of respect that you have for your partner,
No, this is true.
It's just, and you don't want them to feel some type of way. And also, even the thing that you just said earlier about the person like telling you whatever about your thing, you should want to be in a relationship with someone where you can actually talk to them and they can like emotionally understand when you need comfort. That's low level. That's the bottom line. That's the basic.
Right,
let's do that.
Let's jump in this real quick. This should be straightforward, easy. This basically goes: if we legalize polygamy in our society, do you think cheating will reduce to a bare minimum? Like, people won't even have the energy to satisfy all their partners, talkless of going outside and looking for satisfaction. This person says, I definitely think that legalizing polygamy will reduce the rate of cheating in society.
Absolutely not.
There's 7 days.
Why you say no?
No, there's 7 days in a week.
Because I feel like someone that
wives?
cheats, it's like that's what they do. Now
It's not a matter of
you can have
legal and
5
illegal.
wives. You get tired of their coochie.
Really? Are you still
And then he's gonna go outside
5
and
wives?
find. No,
All
I'm
that
serious.
energy.
I don't know.
Anybody
It's a
that's
lot of
gonna
energy, man.
Well, I'm just exaggerating, but I'm saying like you can have 2 girlfriends, right? And you just I just want to try something else. I don't know.
People think
outside.
African people are one thing, but Asian kingdoms, do you know how many wives they had? Do you know how many wives? And then you just the amount of mistresses. They actually had a name for noble mistresses, and they would continue to add on.
Yeah.
So like,
But see that
It's like when you
that
cheat, it's
noble.
like that's just what you do, basically. Like,
Yeah.
hey, it's never enough. It's like
Yeah.
you're never satisfied,
That's right.
and that's why you're always stepping outside of
you
what
have
you got
nothing to be
going on.
satisfied. You have no commitment to be satisfied to or held to. So you honestly can do
You're gonna want
whatever.
No, but,
Yes.
but pause.
I agree.
Let's-
Energy, bro. Like,
pause,
how
pause.
much energy do you need?
Think about it. Like when you talk about polygamy, you're not getting married all on the same day, right? So like, let's say you talk about what 3, 4, 5 wives, give or take. That's 5 wives acquired over the space of maybe 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like,
In another 10 years.
let me say like in another 10 years, like yeah, one out. Do you think? Look at women's libido goes higher as they get older. Men's libido goes down as they get older most of the time. So like,
That's true.
I will tell
I
you
didn't know
that when
I
you're
heard that before.
when you're like 50, 60, I'm sorry, there's no 20-year-old I want to. I can't keep up with a 20-year-old. What are you talking about?
Okay, but sometimes it's not about that either. Sometimes like men just want attention from somebody else.
Yeah, but that's
Like,
why
it
you have
doesn't
5 wives to
necessarily-
give
It makes
you
them
that
feel
pleasure.
good.
It doesn't necessarily have to be that. Like you don't think within those 5 wives he don't have other women.
No,
like,
but
you know
within
what
5
I'm saying?
wives,
Like,
I'm sorry, if I have 5 wives and you're telling me these 5 wives cannot give me the attention I want.
Then I did wrong.
That's
for
the
choosing
problem.
them.
Like I need to replace them.
You want a younger one. That's what you want. You want a young.
No.
You always want a younger one.
No, it's not about younger, because like I think
Sometimes it is.
women feel like, well, the younger ones maybe make some older men feel alive in some aspects,
Uh-huh.
but like as a woman you can't do that. It's like I think like sometimes people lose track of the great things that made your
my thing.
relationship
Can
what
I-
you were.
You got it.
Y'all have problem with one woman. Like, how do you think? No, seriously. Y'all laughing like that stuff
No, I
sound
No, I
cool.
agree with that. I agree with that.
Like,
I agree with
it
that.
sound cool. It's,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
funny
You right,
and
you
all
right,
of
you
that. But like, think about it. You want to be living in a house with 5 emotional women, or 5, 2, 3. How many you want to marry? 2.
Too much.
2 emotional women. And I've heard people say, "Well, I like that better. Who wants to be stressed?" You gonna be
No, but
double
you're gonna be
stressed
double
with 2
stressed. Yeah,
women.
that's why you keep
and
it
I feel like that would be another
And-
reason why they would step out and try
No,
to
but-
find
There you
somebody
go.
else, someone who doesn't
You're
stress
never
them
gonna
out.
No,
be
but-
Three
satisfied.
stresses.
No, but
Stressors.
this is the reason why I say 2, right?
Women, we
you
too
have
much.
you have that
Too
you
much.
have that extra woman to like maybe
Thank you for admitting that.
you know this is
I
like you have
appreciate
that
that.
you have that
On
extra
live TV, YouTube, baby.
you have that
No,
extra
we
woman
are.
you have that extra woman to be like, you know what, okay, you're not really understanding what Auntie's trying to say. You know, step in, help you understand, okay, this is what you want, this is the expectation. She's serving as a support system for your other woman and vice versa. So this is why I say like it doesn't make sense to be
Typical Nigerian.
in a
man.
polygamy with more than 2 women, because I feel like that's just doing the most. Like if you're gonna do that shit, keep it 2.
I just feel like if you're a cheater, that's just what you're gonna do, no matter how many women you have. Like some men do it for the thrill of it.
Kelly Rowland, Lala.
That's crazy.
So
though.
I think honestly, well, the thing with polygamy is it gives you the option to add wives, and that's the problem.
Of course.
Yeah.
So if you said, "Oh, I'm going to be polygamous and have 2 wives and 2 wives only," that's different from saying I'm polygamous and I can have as many
Multiple.
wives as I want.
But isn't it go both ways though?
No,
Can women be
no, because in polygamy is usually the man.
So the women are not allowed to do
I swear to God, in my life, I've only heard 2
What
stories.
man?
But I've heard,
never-
I
what
have
man
heard and read
would wanna-
many polygamous men.
So check this out.
polygamous
So
men.
Chica says, and which is what you just said. She
So
said
you wanna
there's
be
a
a
difference
second
between
husband?
polygamy and open relationship. Polygamy is multiple committed relationships. You can still cheat on your partner in a polygamous relationship.
No, it's very
So I guess the question here is just an idea of you have this much partners committed. Like, wouldn't that stop you from cheating?
No, because I feel like now you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do it, so now you're gonna want more.
It's just not gonna look like cheating.
No, but-
it's just gonna look like you're dating
No,
another wife.
But,
Yeah.
but this is a question in polygamy. This is a deep question, right? In polygamy, how do you get the other wife? Do you not cheat to
That's
find
what I
the
just
other wife?
said. It's not gonna look like cheating.
Like-
it's gonna look like you're dating to bring in another wife.
No,
because
but like,
you have
logically, just think about
an
that.
extensive amount.
Like you're legit cheating, because like how do you find that the other wife is quality enough to
Oh,
bring
well, of
her
course,
into
yeah. So that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's wild though.
Where you say, how do you what?
So you change your mind.
How do you figure out that?
So you agree with that?
I want to bring this other woman into my household
So-
without
So
technical
you on our side.
Okay.
Like logically, like just think about that. Like you're legit cheating to find another wife.
But you'll say that,
You're just trying to add.
But like, I'll tell you, baby, look, I was a baby, you know what? I'm gonna keep it at 2 wives. I'm gonna have to step out a little bit to see what Shorty talk about. But like,
Wow.
but keep it.
if you never marry her, then it would look like cheating.
Yeah.
But like, if you say you have the
No,
intention-
maybe connect on an emotional level and not physical level.
James said go to the village and get a lady that wouldn't stress you.
When she comes to America,
I don't know.
Stop it. Slay quitting in progress. Calm down.
Oh, Andrea says, do they have a man from the village? Oh snap! Hey, good conversations. Thank you for coming out. We I like that second topic a lot. That's I guess that's the biggest. I don't understand.
That last topic was good though.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
last.
It was really.
Yeah.
We should have started with that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
We can have the behind the scenes conversation. I really want to talk about that.
No, for sure. Good conversations. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, don't forget to the video stays up, so you can always go back and watch it. You can share the link with people so they can go back and watch it, and have separate conversations of their own. Let's see. Wait, hold on. Okay, never mind. Tonya's asking, do you want a man from the village? That's the question. Right?
I said no. He said no.
Go for it.
Thank y'all for tuning in for sure. We'll do this again. Do we do this next week or we going on break? I don't know. We'll see. But thank you for tuning in. The video stays up. Share the video with somebody. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. We feed off y'all vibes and y'all's energy. So go ahead, please share the link with somebody so they can watch it over and whatnot. The chat stays up. You can go through the chat and see what people were saying during the video or during the live. But no, thank you for coming out. Good shit. Thank you, Queezy. Thanks, Judy. Thanks, Lola. Thanks, John. Thanks, everybody. Now, good stuff. Thank you for coming out. That's it. It's a wrap. See y'all next time. Appreciate y'all. She said, asking for a friend. Who's Andrea? Whose friend is Andrea? We need to figure out Andrea. That's your friend?
Andrea, you don't want it.
She said, asking for a friend. She want a man from the village.
You don't want it.